I'm not exactly sure what the it is you're referencing me to hit, but I'm pretty sure that's against the TOS here for Twitch if we're going to hit things. I mean, anyway. Oh, hi everybody, what's happening? Sorry about that, we're just in the middle of a conversation. Welcome back. And this is a rare feat. We've got 6 people. Well, 5 people and me, but there's 6 of us here.
I'm an otter, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
Otters are people too.
Anyway, moving on. Note to self, when you are done, make a phone call to the local psychiatric ward to go have them check on OPT. Anyway!
Wait. Teach, what are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
You're not DMing tonight. Get out of here.
Okay, bye.
Wait, no. Oh.
Wait, that worked?
Yes. Finally achieved it.
Gosh, well, if I knew it was that easy.
He's not wrong about that. I am going to be taking a back seat for a good portion of this. I will be starting off running the first part here because, as you can see, apparently we have been able to resurrect a computer system because we've got a spot where Dark Files is, and he's actually here.
Hey!
So we should get his section over with before it crashes.
We should, which is why we're going to do his first. But we are going to get the full introduction of everybody. And considering that today is National Ice Cream Day when we are recording this, you're all getting your ice cream flavor. So, I mean, if you want to pick, you should have told me. But
you need to give us a chance. So we know TGE's the peanut butter banana.
Oh no! See, if we're gonna embrace the thing here. But anyway, I'm not gonna go there. I don't get the ice cream. You guys get the ice cream. So let me put it this way: I have 5 flavors written down here. But if you would like to, be your own flavor of ice cream, I'm not going to stop you. So would anyone like to volunteer their own flavor of ice cream?
I volunteer.
Okay.
I consider myself Neapolitan.
Funny, that's what I had written down for you.
Oh, great!
I'm not even joking.
You know me well enough.
Anybody else want to volunteer their ice cream?
I'm gonna volunteer myself as butter pecan because I'm sweeter than you would expect and I'm a little nut.
I had you as rum raisin.
Just because I can't pronounce room like everyone else.
All right, anybody else want to volunteer their ice creams?
If we're going by favorite flavors, I'm partial to Ben & Jerry's American Dream.
I wasn't going with specialty flavor. I was going with like the generic things.
Yeah, cookies and cream then, if you're going generic.
Okay, I had Rocky Road for you, so. Because how long has it been since we've had you on a stream because of your computer?
2 weeks.
Something like that. All right, so OPT or Nora, who's up next? Nora, thanks for volunteering.
I was trying to turn over a new leaf.
Don't touch me.
What flavor do you have for me?
Well, what flavor do you have for yourself?
I don't know.
Because I had you written down for orange sherbet.
It's not even ice cream.
It's actually not.
No, but it qualifies. You can get it at ice cream places. Ergo, it qualifies.
Why don't you just take creamsicle then?
I can get a hamburger at an ice cream place too.
I mean, yeah, creamsicle also works. They both fit the same thing.
I don't even want to know.
All right, OPT, you're last.
I mean, let's be honest here. Straight up vanilla, because I'm boring as all heck.
I may have had French vanilla written down.
I am not the French, though. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I expect somewhere out there there's a Swedish fish flavored ice cream.
Oh, probably, but we're not talking about Lucha. We're talking about the players, not the characters.
Right.
I don't see the difference.
And now I just want to throw up.
Anyway, now that the crazy that is the introduction set is done, what is happening, everybody? So as we said, this is going to be a bit of a fun little session here. This is basically Chronicles Volume 5, Sanctuary City, Issue 5, The Agamotto Effect. Where we left off last time was everybody minus Malkir was in the medical ward of Stormbreaker Tech. Lutra was drugged up, magicked up, nanoteched up, recovering from massive withdrawal symptoms from the blitz that he was drinking. And Jay walked in with everybody else and says, "So, let me tell you a story." But before we get to story time, we have some other things to take care of, because as we can see, we have a Dark Falls. So, Jay came back a little bit earlier from the ruins of Utopolis than Malkir did, because Malkir was looking for things that weren't necessarily applicable to what Jay found, because Malkir is on his own little mission, and so Malkir, my question to you is, what exactly were you looking for inside the ruins of Utopolis?
So, Malkir still is one of love, loss, pain, torment almost. So he would go to a ruin to see if he could figure out what exactly the person wanted with him as a. Hold on. As a. Damn it, you made me lose my thought.
I believe the thing you're looking for is...
Yeah, as a child. Yeah. So, Malkir's parents were the original basis of why he was taken, for example. He wanted to go and look at what exactly his parents might have been doing, and he got a clue that the Utopolis may have some clues for him.
Alright, so, in this case, we are going to break out some more custom moves here. Y'all get to see. So, when you are looking through the ruins of an experimental city, explain what you are looking for, which you did. Now go ahead and give me an investigation test. Okay, so you did not hit any of the thresholds here. So on a 19 minus, you find the information you're looking for, but you also accidentally let somebody else know that you found it. I will worry about that second part of it later. However, the first part of the information, the why you were gone after. So, you're looking through, and you get to the ruins of Utopolis. You've been there before. You know where you're going. So you sort of branch off from Jay and don't really care what he's doing. You're here on a mission. You know where Lutra pointed out to you where the office of the man in charge of this was. You know where that office is. You book it right to there. This is a huge office. There are files everywhere. The computer, it takes a little while, but you can get that going as well. So you spend quite a bit of time here. You manage to come up with, a lot of it is information that, while potentially damning, never actually directly calls out the man who you know is in charge in here. So you can't actively pin any of this information on him, whether it be information to Project Farah, other things like that, other nefarious things that have gone on here. You cannot directly pin that on the man who you know is in charge, who is Andrew Vernon. What you do find, however, is a series of letters. And these letters are very similar in vein to some of the information that you had discovered when you came here, and you got the letters talking about the Phantasm experiment, which was successfully or failed. These look similar to the journal entries that were found in the mansion on the hill with Ben, and that sort of experiment going on with what his father was going on. Basically, the reason that you were specifically singled out is because your parents were very smart, very, very intelligent in what they were doing. And they were trying to find ways, similar to what Dr. Casey was doing. They were doing research into ways to prevent, fetal illnesses, pre-birth illnesses, things like that, and finding ways to try and stop them. And it just so happened that in the womb, baby Malkir was afflicted with one of these. I have the name written down. I lost the piece of paper I found it on. We will get that information later. But basically, it was going to be pretty bad. But whatever experiment they were working on, they managed to cure whatever it was that was ailing you. The problem with this, of course, is the whole great power, great responsibility stuff. The people who took you wanted to be able to use that as sort of a way to facilitate their own sort of army of personal, private soldiers and assassins. So basically, they used you to start with as sort of a test subject to get your blood, get all of that, and use whatever your parents, cured you with, and to transform that and weaponize it. Basically, you were patient zero.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of gone over that in the past, but yeah, that's kind of how I took it also.
Right, but this is the specific information that can be drawn up. So at this point, someone who knows more about medical things, cough, Thomas Casey, cough, as an example, if you brought this to somebody who knows about medical information, you will be able to sort of figure out where what happened, how they did it. Also, at this point, with all the information on file that you don't necessarily have names. You just have, test subject 1, test subject 2. But there is enough information that if any of these test subjects at all have made their way to a point where they're in any sort of DNA database, there will be some sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? A relationship to your DNA profile because of the nature of how how Gendyne had to extract this cure from your body. So if you can find a way to match basically DNA samples with things, you can find a chain link back to things, and you might be able to find other people who were affected by this who may or may not be willing to help your cause, or it might lead you back to they might know a name of a scientist. So it's a start on your chain. It is more information than what you had, and it is a new path to go on that might not require dropping body.
Yeah, so it's like the beginning of the new arc or all this stuff.
Basically.
Okay.
So you have, and you, this file folder that you leave with is, well, basically it's that thick, give or take. So there is a ton of information to comb through. So a lot of it is medical data, things like that.
All right, so with data with hand, I'm going to do a perception check to see if I notice anything else in the area that might be of interest.
All right, go ahead. Nothing sort of strikes you as anything that would be worth taking a look at, interesting. You are this is the first real piece of concrete evidence that you have found that hasn't just been memories and hearsay. So this is, you're pretty well focused on this binder of information because, like you said, this is the first time in your entire pursuit of this that you've had something tangible and concrete to run off of and not just memories and hearsay.
Side note, 2 weeks off and I'm still rolling below a 5. Just saying.
Side note, Nora took up your mantle a couple weeks ago.
That's why the dice smell then. Alright, so at this point with information in hand, provided you don't have any other surprises for me,
Nope.
Malkir will start making his way back to Civilization and the headquarters to start going more in depth into what he has to read, because apparently there's a lot of documentary to go through.
Mm-hmm. Also, do me a favor, just for documentation for my purposes, on your character sheet proper, go ahead and just, no need to fill in the description, just give yourself the complication of somebody's watching. that's more for my reference than anything else.
Okay.
So, at this point, you have a couple of options, Malkir. You can arrive back right before this speech starts, in the middle of the speech, or at the end of it.
I'm going to arrive back at the beginning of it, just so I can join the group proper.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and you get your way back to the tech, not a problem, and you come in through the normal roof, and it's eerily quiet when you get in there, but the AI does inform you that everybody is down in the med bay.
All right, so hearing that, Malkir would first go to his domicile and lock everything away as best he could. So prying eye is going to get at it, make sure that it was well put away.
The only other person who knows where it is the AI.
And then still carry his weapons, but he'd go down towards the medical bay to see what was going on.
So you're basically, as you head down to the medical bay, you're going to see the door open, and you've never seen the medical bay sort of in this sort of lockdown mode. So you see the door open, and you see the back of Jay. You recognize that, and the scene you walk into in this medical bay is it has been reinforced with both nanotech and magical security so that it is a secure, very, very secure room. It's basically like Casey's office going into lockdown mode. Inside this room, there is Lutra is sitting on a gurney, IV'd up to holy heck, monitored to holy heck, looking half out of it. Over and sitting in the corner is Ven, who you're not entirely sure why he is here. He's not entirely sure why he's here, but he's sitting over in the corner. Hunter is off in another corner, finishing up some nanotech shielding. Dr. Casey is in the middle of the room, looking sort of at Jay like okay, this better be good. Anton and Kestrel what is everybody else doing, I guess?
Well, I mean, that leaves only two of us.
Well, Jay is also there.
Malkir still hasn't officially kind of really met Kestrel yet.
He is not.
No, but he knows who the squirrel is, at least. He's seen him.
Kestrel's over by Lutra's bed, at least trying to make sure that the otter's doing right, because he's awake and everything, so that's kind of exciting.
Awake is a very liberal term.
He said awake, he didn't say coherent.
Lucid,
That's correct.
yeah, okay, maybe lucid is the term that is not applicable to.
Is Lutra ever lucid, though?
Yes.
He's very lucid. He's super lucid.
Yes. I can see I can smell colors.
Well, orange technically is a smell and a color. Hunter yells that from across the room.
He didn't actually, yeah.
So this after being away from the group for as long as he has been, because he's been away for quite some time.
Yeah.
Malkir would kind of just, not like slink in, but kind of just walk in with like a kind of almost a cool indifference and take up his place against the wall like he normally would. And just kind of take everything in almost.
The whole walk in, you just get a glare from Jay.
Anton, what are you doing?
Anton's still looking for a fight after missing out on the mechs that have left.
Yeah, Lucha doesn't actually notice Malkir walk in.
And Kestrel was kind of focused on Jay, so I'm not sure if he'd pay too much attention to Malkir slinking in either, considering how sneaky he can be, but he's clearly occupied.
Yeah.
So Malkir would meet Jay's gaze and just kind of give him like a smirk.
At this point, the door does the shutting, and I am going to cede my GM duties for a while, so go ahead.
Oh, so I'm assuming that you're joining us for this story time.
I have more right to be here than you do, apparently.
If you want me to leave, I will leave, and
Nope.
you guys can figure out everything.
Guys, look. We can break up the rulers later if you want to, that's fine. I called you here for a reason. What do you know?
Well, first things first, Thomas.
He glares at you.
There's one thing I don't know that I need to know.
Okay.
When exactly did you meet Wendy Barlow?
He just sort of gives you this. How is that at all relevant?
Just answer the question.
Okay, so it would have been 1996-ish. That was back when I was full in 100% Black King mode, but I didn't go out a lot. In fact, very rarely did I. But even when you're being a recluse behind a computer screen, you still need to eat. I happened to randomly meet her at the store.
At this point, Jay reaches into the bag that he has and is sort of ruffling through. He pulls out a paper and he gives it to Casey. And I'll send you what it is.
Okay. So what this is telling me, and he puts it down for everyone to see, is that whoever Wendy isn't who Wendy was? Because she took up the name because the original Wendy was dead?
It doesn't stop there.
Oh, boy.
And he sort of looks over at Hunter and frowns a little bit.
What? Hunter's like, well, okay, why are you frowning? I didn't do anything wrong.
Hunter isn't Carla's biological son either.
And both jaws just go boom.
Likewise.
So, in all this research that I've done, I've reached out to several people, and they actually told me that Hunter was found without either of his parents. They could not discover or figure out who his parents were.
Then,
so
I'm going to stop you right there for 1 second. Explain to me then why every DNA test that's been run, both at the hospital and that I've run, matches him to me.
Well, here's what I have theorized. So, as you know, Hunter is very well special. And my guess is that as they were doing tests on him as a young infant, that they needed to somehow tie him to individuals. And your DNA happened to be injected into him with some nanotechnology. And he was given to whoever Carla really is for her to look over. My guess is there's a little bit more to why they used your blood, and that your meetup with her as Wendy Barlow is not as happenstance as you tend to believe.
At this point, Hunter and Dr. Casey are looking at each other, and they just have this whole like, unspoken, oh my god sort of moment. And then Casey looks at Hunter, looks back at you and goes, look, whether that's true or whether it's not, that changes nothing. It changes absolutely nothing. Hunter is my son, always. And if this was some ridiculous scheme for what I don't know, and if I was used for something, then you know something? Guess what? I'll be used again because it brought me a son.
Well, here's the thing. Don't take this as something that's a threat to you and Hunter or anything like that. The reason I bring it up is we now do not know who exactly Carla is.
Wait, this doesn't change who Carla was, right? Because she's still Wendy, right?
She took the persona of Wendy probably about the time that she happened to meet Mr. Casey here. Now, before that, I don't know if she was Carla Bryce or some other person. I don't know. There's no records whatsoever on Carla Bryce other than the leader or president or whatever she is. And so that leads me to the other type of part of the research that I've been doing. I've been doing a little bit of research into this space laser.
Finally.
It's totally not a space laser.
Darn it!
That's what everybody
We've
keeps
seen the
saying.
blueprints. It's not a space laser.
Are you sure? It sounded a lot like a space laser.
It really did.
Yeah, it's a weather satellite. That does more than being a weather satellite.
Unless weather can control other stuff.
As I said, it's something other than...
Wait, is this like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? Or is it going to rain food? It could rain Swedish fish.
Oh, can it?
Knock, you're just
Don't do that to him. He's still drugged up.
Can it really?
No, it rains meatballs, not Swedish fish.
Okay.
At this point, Jay's head just sort of hangs with the random discussion about like different raining foods and stuff like that. How many of you are aware of Agamotto?
Agamotto? Who? What? Huh?
What? What's an Agamotto?
At this point, Ben speaks up. I've heard the name.
That's a name?
Well, more than likely, I've heard the name in reference to an artifact.
The artifact belonging to Stephen Strange.
Yeah, the necklace he wears on his chest.
Who's Strange?
Well...
Stephen Strange is known to a lot of people as Doctor Strange. And he happens to be the protector of the dimension that Earth is in.
Dimension...
How he
what is it?
Yeah. So how this came to be, this is the story time, by the way. So there's a group of people called the Vishanti.
Mm-hmm.
The Vishanti consisted of Oster, Hogoth, and Agamotto. And a long time ago, they gathered a bunch of sorcerers, the strongest of which would be named the Sorcerer Supreme, and would be given artifacts that harness their abilities to be able to utilize to protect the realm of Earth. This Sorcerer Supreme happened to be Stephen Strange.
So
a little time passed, and there was a war. It was called the War of the Seven Spheres. The Vishanti recruited Doctor Strange to help them. And when he inquired at the length of time it would take, they told him several millennia, and he thought that was way too long for him to be away from Earth because he wouldn't be able to protect it. So he refused, and in doing so, relinquished his powers that he received from them. Now, during all this, another sorceress came forward, and her name was Salome. And in all of that, she sort of banished Strange from Earth, went to the Vishanti, and basically took the powers that Strange had. Strange ended up having to defeat her through different powers that he received from the Earth itself. And after defeating her, was awarded the powers of the Vishanti again. And he went to war and fought the War of the Seven Spheres with the Vishanti and was sent back to Earth. And the 5,000 years that passed where that war happened to only be a nanosecond on Earth because they replaced Doctor Strange at the exact time that he departed. So the Vishanti have the power not only to manipulate or work with dimensions, but also to manipulate time.
At this point, Casey just looks and goes, "Oh, hell no!"
Well, wait a second though. Is that kind of like the stuff that you guys did, Anton? Oh, you talked about like, time travel?
No, not again. Keep it away from me.
The thing is I don't believe that this is time travel.
Oh? Then what is it?
Well,
because it sounds an awful lot like time travel.
I've been on the phone with both Tony and Steven. By the way, I work for far more than just the government.
Ooh.
Clearly.
We'll get to that in a minute.
So when he says that, by the way, Casey just has a little smirk on his face. Like he knew this the whole time.
Also, at the sound of Tony, Anton's mood just drops drastically.
Hey, Kessler gets actually a little bit excited, like, ooh, this is...
And Lucha is still just kind of sitting there in something of a daze. And he finally speaks up, saying, before we go any further, I have a question.
At this point, Hunter just looks and goes, "Jay, it's yours!"
It's been bugging me for a little bit now. I'm wondering if someone can answer it for me. And after a moment, he points directly at Jay and says, "Who exactly is this person?"
That's Jay Lutra. He's from the government.
Okay.
He's here to help.
He's been here a couple of times.
He has? I don't remember seeing him.
He hasn't really been here in a very good way lately. So it's probably best that you don't remember seeing him.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay.
Wait, so are you actually in charge of this whole, like, metahuman, like, registration thing, then? Or is that actually, like, a cover?
Both. As I said, I'll get to that in a minute. I sent over all the documentation that we found on the space laser, as you so called it, or the weather satellite, or whatever it is. And I sent it over to Doctor Strange because, well, there's really no one more intelligent on some of these equations than him. And while it's not exactly time, these equations deal with dimensional travel, I guess you could say.
Dimensional?
Yes. Basically, and he pulls down a whiteboard, draws a circle, labels it Earth. This is us.
This stuff.
Dimensional travel basically is like setting up a bunch of dominoes. If you look at them straight on, you can't tell there's more than one domino. He pushes a button on the dry erase board, and it does this sort of weird, like, spread out thing, and then it turns.
Ooh.
And now you see a bunch of Earths all in a row, but you're looking at them sideways.
That is really cool.
Thank Hunter for this one. If
thanks, Hunter.
you don't know that multiple dimensions exist, you would never know where to look for them. I didn't believe it, but the theory is of the fact that they're all in a row, and they're basically piled one on top of another. Basically like you're stacking paper on top of itself.
So like parallel dimensions?
Yeah, for the most part, that's exactly what it is. And what we theorize this weapon is for is to be able to access other dimensions.
So wait, so these other dimensions, are they identical to ours but slight changes, or are they just other dimensions that do weird stuff? Or do we know?
Yes.
Basically, the other dimensions can have any alternative reality. For example, you may still have armor. You may not be a squirrel.
Aww.
Kismet still
You may not have
alive?
been tested on Malkir. And you may still be at your home planet, Lutra. There's all those possibilities in these alternate dimensions. The problem is one other word that I'm more concerned about than dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
And that is?
Have you guys ever heard the word terraforming before?
Really only in video games.
Isn't that like where you convert something to live on?
Terraforming is basically
You do that in like
one
alien
planet.
movies, right?
Yeah, lots
It's
of them.
basically, one planet absorbing another planet.
That sounds actually kind of scary.
That sounds like a problem.
And with all this, with the details of the mathematics behind this dimensional laser and everything else that we perceived, I believe that Carla is actually Salome.
Whoa. That's not where my brain was going with that. I think she was Hunter's mom from an alternate dimension or something. That is way crazier.
What?
And that would explain why she is trying to use this weapon. She is trying to somehow pull whatever dimension she is from into the dimension she currently is in.
Hey, wait a second. I just had a thought here. Hunter, like, you recognized your mom because of that birthmark thing in your eye, right?
Yeah.
Did she fabricate that? Or...
Well, if she did, it would have been when I was a baby and have no memory of it.
No, like, for herself, like, is that, like, were you actually born with that, or did she, like, make it up, like...
I don't know. I mean, unless you have a way to go back in time to when this happened, I have no idea.
Not it on that one. Someone else can take that one. I've done enough
We've
time
only
travel.
ever really gone forward in time. We've never actually gone backwards.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea.
Okay.
You're not, Grim.
Okay, sorry, wrong button. Remember that Hunter had Casey's DNA injected into him.
Mhm.
Hunter was given to Carla with the sole intent that he would be brought up thinking she was his mother.
Oh.
Why wouldn't they
So-
manipulate something to make that believable?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, hold on.
Hmm.
I mean, I can follow a lot of this, but there's one question that I have that I don't know, and why?
That's a better
Why?
question than the one I had, yeah.
Like, why go through all this trouble of pulling me from wherever I belong, wherever I came from, to bring me here? Why?
I think if
I
we knew
wish-
the answer to that, we would know a lot more about what we're dealing with.
Wait, so are you sure she's this Salome lady?
Actually, well, real quick, when Hunter asked that question, Lutra, roll an insight check, please.
Are you okay?
We all need some insight right now.
Okay.
Even applying the -2 from everything, this is fresh enough in your memory. I will let you do with this what you will. You did just have some strange guy visit you in your head, asking you for nanotech. Who's the only one here with access to readily accessible nanotech?
Oh yeah, Casey.
Anton?
does it.
Oh, right.
Hunter.
Oh, Hunter. Oh, right.
There's like 3 people in the room with nanotech.
Right.
Yes, but specifically in this case, one that like the nanotech that Anton has is the part that's attached to him. Any part of that nanotech goes away, the whole device falls apart. Casey's is under lock and key. The most readily available nanotech in the building belongs to the nanotech that Hunter can manipulate.
Hey. Jay? Mr. J, sir? I have a question. A real one this time. Do you know somebody named Jeremiah?
Name sounds vaguely familiar.
'Cause he visited me and said he was representing someone else. He didn't give a name. Said that his boss or someone, I don't know if he called him boss, I don't remember much about that. Said that guy could predict the future and has done so accurately for quite some time. And he told me not to tell anybody this, but quite frankly, I'm not going to care. He wanted me to bring him nanotech. And he said if I did, I would quote-unquote get to see him again. And as much as I really want to, I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel really, really sick at the moment. And that was because I was obsessing too much over him. And I don't think sneakily stealing nanotech from Dr. Casey is a good idea.
One question, Lutra.
Yeah.
Where did he say to bring it?
Oh, where they're doing the launch? It's like 3 hours before, a back door. he said he would be able to get me in, and I could just walk in and, he put this bottle in my pocket, apparently, despite the fact that he walked into my mind. I'm not sure how this got here. He holds up the bottle with the note on it.
It is a full bottle of Blitz, by the way.
1 second. Okay. Which he notices and goes, ah! He just whips it against the wall.
Oh, Kestrel rushes to catch it before it hits the wall.
You can do that.
Spring.
Kestrel is fast enough to catch it.
Hurrah!
Real quick, as you go to catch it and he chucks it, give me a number on a d20.
Oh dear. Just random number like 17?
Okay, that worked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was not 17. Had I rolled randomly and not asked you for the number, it would have broken open.
Oh, okay.
Richard stares at, I didn't bring that in here.
At this point, Ben's like, we know.
So they're concerned.
Who's concerned?
Well, I'm guessing that because they want Lucha to go to the satellite, this Jeremiah must work for Wendy, Carla, Salome, whatever the hell her damn name is.
But why would they sabotage their own unless they're not? Well, but...
I think this answers Hunter's question. They needed Hunter. If what Lutra says is true, that Wendy has some way of seeing the future, then she must have known that the nanotech would be a thing. And they probably need it to power the device.
So, what do we do with the information we have now?
Actually, I think there's a little bit more to it than that. I think, Dr. Casey, you would say that introduction of a large amount of nanotech would have very damaging results on a body, correct?
If not properly administered, yes.
I think what happened is that they overloaded Hunter's body with nanotech. So they faked Wendy's death to get him to come live with you because you're the only one who knew how to control the nanotech.
But that's the thing. There was no nanotech in him until he came to me.
Or maybe they believed that it was the only way to get nanotech. I mean,
well,
it's a convenient time for her to show up and for Hunter to recognize her, huh?
You're not wrong. And I would imagine then that if we don't have Lucha show up with the nanotech, that they'll pull something else out and threaten more people.
So they want nanotech. Jindyne's stolen nanotech. You've got nanotech. I apparently have nanotech. Is this just an arms race now?
That's kind of what happens to technology.
In arms race, but I think the most pressing matter is to make sure that whatever she's planning doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, yes.
There's one more thing that I'm kind of curious about myself. I guess though it's just we can only go off of conjecture. But does Andrew Vernon? Do you think he knows about this whole Salome stuff too?
At the mention of Andrew Vernon, Malakir is going to look directly at Castro and just kind of stare at him, and just kind of look at him and just ask what he knows about Vernon. And Castro would know exactly that he has Malakir's 100% interest at this point.
Oh, hi. Yeah, he's a president-elect guy that's kind of, doing the whole he hates metahumans, and he kind of clearly wants to cleanse the city and all that. It's definitely bad news. And we kind of know that he's tied to some of this stuff. So I'm just kind of wondering how further connected it is.
Well, here's a question for you, Kestrel.
Okay.
What was Gendyne's main target? What did they want more than anything?
At this point, Casey just sort of looks at you and mows. Oh my god.
They want, oh my god. Oh, no, nanotech, I imagine.
Andrew Vernon, I believe, is just a pawn in all of this. Gather the nanotech needed to complete whatever this construct is. Document all the metahumans so they can't stop her.
Hold on. Yeah. And we can go even deeper than that. Utopolis.
Utopolis?
Lucha immediately shudders at the statement of that word.
It was a prototype city that was, at least according to the paperwork, being researched to withstand an apocalyptic level event. I think terraforming qualifies.
Well, and you happen to have someone who was there, and I don't know, I may know a doctor who was there. You might get her on the phone.
So,
I don't think she would have any of that information because she was just an android repair.
Fair point, but yeah, you never know. They like to share their information.
So this might not have been about discrimination at all in the first place.
Oh, by the way, the other reason I'm here.
No, I'm not signing your papers.
Well, here's the thing. My boss just happens to actually hate Mr. Vernon. He's on his cabinet, but he hates him. Does not agree with any of this mutant collection. The papers I'm having you sign were so we had contact in case we needed you to help us.
But what was that whole thing about, like, shooting tranquilizer darts in our necks?
Well, that's what they'll do. They will do that.
I mean, we're still not signing their papers, so...
No. But I think at this point it's fair to say that I know where I can find all of you if we need you.
You're not wrong.
what papers?
Don't worry, we didn't let you sign them in your sleep.
Okay.
Go lay down, Lucha.
I think I'm going to do that. By the way, he's already laying down as he says that. I'm going to lay down.
Yep. And to answer your other question, Kestrel, sometimes an act needs to be played up for the other people watching as well. I had a part to play. Jay had a part to play. You all had parts to play, even if you didn't know it.
So at this point, go ahead.
Anton's fairly disgruntled at this point with having a part to play in this.
Oh, by the way, Casey, Kestrel holds up like the bottle of Blitz. Since Lutra's kind of passed out there, you might want to store this someplace safe.
Yeah. He hits a button, a door pops up, just stick it in there.
Okay.
Also, I do need to do one thing quick. Nora, give me an insight check.
I don't even have my buttons up. Hold on.
What do you mean you have your buttons up? You need to have your buttons up.
So
because I'm DMing tonight, it doesn't make any difference.
Right. So as that's happening,
you wanted insight?
Yeah.
As that's happening, Lucha for the first time looks over and notices Malkier's actually in the room, and he just kind of like looks there. Oh, hi Malkier. Hope you're okay. And that's literally what he says to the guy.
Okay, so Anton, with that insight check, strongly notices that Jay purposely did not mention his boss's name.
So who did you say your boss was again, Jay?
Stanley Harris.
Anton's face just kind of flattens and is not happy at all about this.
Editor's note: see Soldier's Tale Parts 1 and 2 for more information on Senator Stanley Harris.
Oh.
Not happy at all.
So anyone who was looking at
No. I'm sorry. You're on your own. I'm gonna go.
Anyone who was looking at Mal here, what's going on with Mal?
oh wait.
Oh, you're good now.
So anyone who was looking at Malkir when Lucha said goodnight would notice a very pain expression kind of pass his eyes almost.
Aw.
So Jay looks over to Anton and he's like, look, you're going to have to get past your differences with him. You're not going to be working directly with him. That's actually why I'm here, because he knew if he showed up, he'd probably just leave with a black eye.
Black Eye was, the first thing I was going to do to him, but fine.
So,
So,
yeah.
So what you're saying is I should stop blowing up Gendine stuff?
I don't really think that makes a difference, because no one will know that there's any connection there.
Okay, then fine.
But if the cover of Stanley or myself is blown, I will have reasonable belief that it was someone in here that blew that cover, because our cover's pretty good.
Yeah. Clearly, because it's better than mine, because you knew who I was when I was lying.
That might have been my fault, Anton.
Anton's just glaring at Dr. Casey right now. He's like, dude.
Half of their deep cover is because of me.
Fine.
Cover's so good that you don't even know all of it.
Nope.
This is starting to sound really kind of complicated.
It really is.
Oh, welcome
no
to
idea.
our little group here, Kestrel. A lot of what they talk about doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's okay. It works out.
Go back to sleep, Lutra.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. We definitely have done our research. We know who we're dealing with. Casey has helped us quite a bit, but I do also know some other names that are very unknown to pretty much everyone else in the human race. One that's particularly relevant to this group. So, trust me, I have all your best interests in mind.
Do I know this person then?
Yeah, I don't know if I fall into the human race category either.
So at that, Malkir looks over at Jay and just kind of smirks and goes, is that what your little Jedi mind trick was about? Having my best interests at heart?
Yeah, actually it was.
Yes, actually it was.
Lutra will show you when you're older.
To the man behind the curtain.
The thing is that allowed me to leave with 100% knowledge that you weren't following me.
I'm sorry, you cut out that. I wouldn't what?
That allowed me to leave with 100% knowledge that you weren't going to follow me. because I knew exactly where you would be heading.
Ooh, he's sneakier than you.
I didn't care about the paper. As I said, I have the reference that I need. I can get a hold of you guys if I need your help. What I needed was the ability to continue researching the real reason I'm out here.
Yeah, so we still have one issue outstanding.
One issue?
Well, one critical issue.
Which one?
The not a space laser weather satellite. What are we going to do about this?
It's still bad, right?
It doesn't sound good.
If that thing succeeds in firing off, we're, well, probably not going to have a livable planet.
Well, here's the thing. I don't believe that they're going to try the terraforming right away.
Wait, you can't be serious.
I think they're going to see if they can access another dimension first before they even try to attempt to terraform.
So,
because if they would try to terraform and they couldn't access that other dimension,
well, that would be
there would be the possibility that she would destroy everything.
This is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
It usually is.
well, hold on. And at this point, Hunter speaks up. Wait, you're saying let them use it?
We don't know what Salome's capable of.
Yeah, I'm with the kid here. I don't really think that's a great idea.
And she's still the bad guy, right? I mean, we should probably just go beat her up. That's, I mean, like all like simplification aside, like she's still the problem. If we take her out, doesn't that solve the problem?
Yeah, I'm not exactly in the right mindset at the moment, but I kind of agree with everybody else here so far.
I don't have a problem if you guys tried to take her out. But what I'm saying is, what if it's not possible?
I mean, why wouldn't it be possible?
Have you ever been to another dimension?
I don't know.
I've been through time. I'm not sure about dimensions.
I haven't really had that kind of experience yet.
It's not pleasant. At least the time one.
Technically, you all have been to another dimension because the individual stories you all had after the first time in the Bermuda Triangle was technically in the dream dimension. But y'all don't know that.
Hi, it didn't exist.
Editor's note.
As I said, we can attempt, but I'm just concerned where this may go.
Well, so what do we do about the nanotech that they want Lucha to bring? Do we do that too?
I have an idea for that, and I'm not sure if you're all going to like it.
Hey, wait a second. I just had a thought here. How do we know that you're not just pulling our leg, Jay? Like, how do we know you're not just setting us all up to, like, have Lutra ferry in the technology stuff over to Viridian Tower? And, like, get their satellite off the ground, and you're not actually just trying to help them out.
So, before you answer that, Lucha immediately looks over at Kestrel and says, I'm not a fairy, I don't have wings.
I lost my train of thought.
At this point, Casey will just pop up and go. There, again, is a couple of things deeper that I'm not at liberty to say, but suffice to say that I've known Jay here for a lot longer than I made it seem like I did. I trust him.
Wait. Yeah. We've done...
Go ahead.
We've done this. I don't have the liberty to talk, and that's gotten us in trouble before. What? Not playing this game.
Okay. Anton, you would like to know something that can make you trust me.
I don't trust your boss. I'm not sure about you.
Okay, well, this little piece of information can absolutely destroy me and my boss, and I'm trusting you all with it. My name is not really Jay. Jay is my cover.
Casey's nodding his head vigorously at this.
My actual name is Sergei Eliev.
Ooh. He doesn't look
Now you know.
Hispanic.
I came to from Russia as a defect. My parents were hunted. My father is still stuck over in Russia, and I have no clue where. I took the name as cover to protect my mother and my father, and have sort of worked my way into the position that I am. If they found out who I was, my parents would immediately be in jeopardy.
Kester looks over to Casey. And he's like, "Is that all? Is that all true?"
I am the one who gave him the full cover ID.
All right.
Hmm.
Now, obviously, I trust you guys enough that with that information, I need you to trust me too.
Doesn't mean I have to like it, but
No,
fine.
not at all. And we will even try your plan first.
Like I said earlier, I have an idea that might not be the best of ideas, but I think it accomplishes both things we're trying to do. I think that right now, given the position that Wendy, Carla, whatever her name is in, a direct assault is a bad look. Because it's going to make us look bad, and it's going to give Vernon all of the ammunition that he needs. As much as I don't like the concept of letting this machine go off, it may be our best course of action, but if we're going to let it go off, we're going to have people who are going with it.
I don't like where this is going.
He did say the plan was to have them play their hands.
We're going into space, aren't we?
Like space?
I guess it's time to get you all on board a satellite launch.
Oh, I'm kind of excited but scared at the same time.
So Malker looks a little, not indifferent, but just kind of not fully invested at the moment. He has more important things to do in his mind as far as his goal. He doesn't really think this really concerns him at this point.
Oh, by the way, Joshua actually looked at Malk here. There, have you always been here, or have you just like is this your first time back here?
Anyway, so Malcolm just kind of doesn't even like pay him any mind. So,
Malk,
why
you're
exactly
being nice
is
to
it-
the squirrel.
who are you again?
My name's Kestrel. I was kind of here to help too, and kind of join up with you guys and help out. And I got
He's
ended up
kind of
working more
useful,
than I should.
actually.
Well, thank you.
Let's just say I've been away for a while, but I've had my reasons. And right now, I need to have a chat with Vernon before I do much else, because I still have some stuff I need to ask him. And going up to space isn't exactly something I can do at the moment.
No, I agree. We don't want to send everybody, but we want to send some people.
But so if we're not all going to space, what are the rest of us going to do?
I mean, we're not
Yes.
sending Lutra into space. I can tell you that right now. He
What?
can barely sit in a bed.
We have to send him. He's the one they requested. If
Yeah.
he doesn't show up, this doesn't work.
Yes,
To
but are we
answer the
sending
other
him into
question.
space?
He's a space otter. Why wouldn't you send him into space?
He's got a point there.
Good point.
Do you think I'll be able to see my house from there?
Do you know where you live?
No. Oh,
Then probably not.
hey, do you think that Doctor Strange guy knows where I'm from?
I don't know. That'd be a question you would have to ask him.
No, you think he'd let me ask him? I should find him.
So hearing that Lutra's actually being forced up there, Melchior's kind of reconsidering, and he just kind of like drifts and decides to go along with the group after all.
I'm excited to go into space. I haven't been up there since I crashed landed here as a baby, so yay! Space seems great.
And really, all cool superheroes go up to space anyway. So
Well, this cool superhero is going to take the ground pass, I think.
Well, here is my thought. There are ways to get a couple of people on. I don't know if we can get all of you on there, but Lutra already has his pass. Getting a couple people to sneak on shouldn't be too hard, especially if we send our two stealthy ones. And he's looking at Melchior and Kestrel.
oh, sweet.
So Melchior kind of just looks over at Kestrel and just asks if he knows how to use a crossbow.
No, but I know how to use a slingshot. Wait. I know how to use a slingshot. It's close.
Do you know how to aim?
Relatively.
Melchior kind of just gives a really heavy sigh and just kind of hangs his head a little bit.
Hey, Malkia, I've got some armor plating you can put on your backside.
Hey, I've gotten
Trust me, it's worth it.
better at that. And at that, Lutra actually reaches for his belt and pulls his crossbow out.
Put it down, Lutra. Now, hey!
It's not loaded, by the way. No, he's got no bolts in it.
I thought we disarmed him when we brought him in here. Clearly, we missed the cross.
Okay, I know when 11 doesn't hit you. You see a miniature nanotech crossbow bolt come at you from Hunter, and he's holding his hand like a finger gun.
Hunter,
It would have been funnier if I hit.
that's not funny.
It is kind of a little.
It's kind of funny.
Lutra's giggling uncontrollably.
Look, even Malkier's smiling. It was funny.
At that, Melchior kind of just like smirks a bit.
I hate you all. How is it Jay's the only one I don't hate in this room right now?
Hey.
No, you hate him because he works for Stanley.
Yes, but I hate him the least right now.
I hate you the least.
What did Ven do?
Well, technically, Melchior didn't do anything to Anton either.
I forgot Ven was here.
They're all smirking at the little crossbow.
Because it's
Well, Melchior's just annoyed they have to deal with another
Two animals?
creature.
Hey, this one's more useful. He's fast.
And I'm a little bit more lucid, I think.
Hey,
And from what I've seen, he at least listens. The otter just talks about Swedish fish.
I got another question. Why is there two of everybody in the room?
Go to sleep, Lutra.
close one eye. Ven's like, just close one eye. There'll only be one of everybody.
Lutra does this? Like, oh, okay. Where everyone else
Ben,
go?
can you just knock him out for the night?
Actually, Lucha brings up a really good point.
I do?
Is it really wise to get him up there when he's kind of recovering from the drug stuff?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Well, it's in 4 days.
We'll just have to rapidly detox him.
That sounds unpleasant.
I'm sure that'll go just fine.
Well,
Now
for him.
suddenly has a very strong headache coming on.
It'll be unpleasant for him, not for the rest of us.
Aw.
But we have to deal with him.
I mean, of course we'll at least help him. Right?
I'm sure it'll be fine. I think. I'm actually not sure it'll be fine. What do you mean it's going to be hard?
Nothing, Lutra. Go to sleep.
I can't. Everyone's in here talking.
So while these three are going into space, what is the game plan for down here?
That is a fine question. Jay?
Well, I mean, we have to try to somehow eliminate the threat that Salome appears, because if it is indeed Salome, like I believe, that means she's going to have the powers of a sorceress. Not to mention a bunch of lackeys that we would have to get through first.
Oh, see, there you go, Anton. You get your fight.
I'm okay with lackeys. Lackeys I'm perfectly good with. Babysitting an otter and a squirrel, less okay with. That's Malkir's out.
I'm sure they'll get lackeys too.
Of course. Hey, Jay, question for you. What do you
Shoot.
know about the Bermuda Triangle?
I know there was a fourth of you that, for everyone else's belief, died before a lot of stuff happened.
Interesting.
Wait, Lucha like blinks and says, "I'm sorry, what did you just say?"
I know about Gail Lutra.
Lucha stares directly at you, and it actually looks, for the first time, slightly more lucid than ever. It says, "How?"
And Jay just sort of looks up and glances quickly over at Ben.
Oh. Okay. Wait, you believe me?
Lutra, I know he existed.
I know you know. No one believes me when I tell him that.
The question here for me is, why wouldn't I believe you?
No one else has.
Wait, so who's this? Who's Gale? What's a Gale?
Gail,
The Gale's a strong wind, but this is
I'll tell you later.
I know no one has reason to believe you, but given what you all went through, I don't have a reason not to.
Lucha looks oddly, like, both sad and kind of content at the same time.
But don't get me
Anton
wrong.
just, pulls out the ring that he's got kind of tucked in his shirt and just pulls it out and kind of shows Day. He's like, yeah.
when you pull out this ring, now we're getting into the really funky stuff. When you pull out this ring, there is so much magic in this room, especially because it's Ven's magic, which is partially mixed with Gale's magic. The ring is going to trigger. So the ring in your hand is going to start glowing. It's going to glow not with the gold color you would think the ring would, but it's going to glow with this sort of green hue.
That's new.
That's kind of cool. It's like a power ring or something.
And as this sort of starts to glow, this sort of green energy sort of laces up from it. And if you've ever seen Star Wars, you know, like the holo projectors, the ring is basically a magical holo projector. But instead of, you know, the Star Wars form, the figure of one Gale Mistral materializes from the ring.
No. That can't be.
It hadn't done that before.
That can't. He's gone. That can't be.
It very much can be, Lutra. And it very much is. To a point.
Lutra actually starts to hide under a bed cover. And he looks extremely embarrassed right now.
Ketros looks absolutely confused.
Anton's also flummoxed by the glowing ring in his hand now that has a projection of, you know.
I told you you could use this to talk to me every now and then. You've just chosen not to.
You didn't give me instructions on how to make it work.
Did you try putting the ring on?
Did you try putting it on and taking it off again?
I hadn't put it on yet. I just held it up, and this happened. Like, that's what I'm saying. You didn't give me instructions.
Normally one wears a ring, don't they?
I put it on a chain and worn it around my neck.
Anyway, it's not why I'm here.
So why are you here?
Because I've been trying to get a hold of somebody, but there's been something blocking me. And he stares at the now lump of bed cover that is Lutra on the gurney.
He obviously doesn't see this, but he's not looking up. If you can see under... If anyone can actually see his face, he looks more than a little ashamed right now.
It's kind of hard for me to do, considering the form I'm in. Could somebody with actual hands please remove that blanket?
At that, Malakir kind of just walks over.
Oh no, that seems kind of rude.
He puts
Just
his hand
do
on
it.
He just puts his hand on Lutra's shoulder and just kind of gives him like a reassuring like pat on the shoulder.
At that, Lutra kind of like gives a bit of a sigh. Yeah, he does kind of sit up. He wraps himself in the blanket, but he sits up and he just looks at the floor.
Jay looks over at him. He's like, "It could be worse. It could be the ghost of Christmas future."
Lutra actually looks over at Jay and he's like, just doesn't.
Lutra, I'm going to give you
that
one more chance to take the cover off. If not, I'm going to get the other part of my personality.
Take the cover off, Lutra.
He has it. He's just wrapped himself in the blanket. Oh, but
So are you visible?
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
you
no,
can
no,
see
yeah,
you?
yeah, no.
Okay.
No, it's just he's just got around him like a snuggie.
Aww.
Otter burrito.
Exactly.
More food talk here on Bay City Chronicles. We'll be right back after this snack break.
Brought to you by Kestrel Countries.
Oh, boy. Anyway. I've been trying to get a hold of you, but there's been something interrupting every time I've tried. Lutra, would you care to explain why?
I don't know. I have a thought. I don't know how that would stop you.
And what exactly would this thought be?
Oh, I kinda got myself addicted to a really strong drink called Blitz.
He jacks up on a drink.
Yeah, and it was, yeah, and I couldn't stop feeling really bad that you were gone. And I did some really bad things.
Then I guess it's time you make up for those bad things, isn't it?
Not really sure where to start with that.
How about stopping whatever's going on with this space laser?
I mean, of course, I want to help.
And here, you hear under the background, it's not a space laser! I didn't purposely manifest from the ring to give you a speech. I manifested here to speed up this process. This is going to be a little strange. And the holographic projection, magical projection, coalesces into energy, and just the only other time you've seen something like this happen, this type of energy do what it's about to do, was when Phantasm used the Medallion of Freedom to purge Shemhazai from Lutra's mind.
Jesus.
It's that same sort of glowing green energy that this time is enveloping Lutra, and this is basically magical detox circa fate magic levels. So Lutra is completely detoxed right now. The guilt still is there.
I mean,
but the symptoms are.
Detox is way different than. By the way, does this hurt much? Because I'm expecting this to hurt much.
It's a very cold breeze.
Okay, so Lutra starts shivering, loud chatter like, "Oh my god!"
So basically, what you guys see is the energy from the ring coalesces into this sort of green mist, shoots through Lutra, doubles back, lands it back in the ring, and the ring stops glowing.
Kestra's presses off against the wall.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. 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 That was. That's okay. That's weird. Oh, hi everyone.
I need perception checks from everybody who isn't Lutra.
It's not an otter who's just been magically detoxed right now. Everyone's getting this except the GM.
The GM has no idea what happened.
This is an awkward discussion. I missed.
That was Hunter's perception.
Oh. Dang it.
Actually, the only two who notice this are going to be Jay and Kestrel.
Oh wow. Okay.
The two people that don't know.
We have no idea what this is.
wasn't about. Well, actually makes sense that you two would be the ones who get it, because this is less about what you just saw with Fant and more about what you see in the corner as this is going on. Most everybody else who knew Fant was kind of distracted by Fant. You two, not knowing him as well, were able to look more around the room. That was definitely powered by the 18-year-old kid in the corner. Or not, yeah, 18-year-old kid in the corner, because you definitely see his eyes glowing green, and there are definitely some somatic components happening. So whatever just happened was definitely augmented.
Okay, so Ven was somehow involved with this.
Yep. Half of Ven's magic is technically linked to Phantasm, so yeah. Specifically the bracers that Ven wears.
Right. Right. No, I remember that. So at this, Lucha kind of finally just sets foot on the ground, shakily balances himself. Like, okay, I feel more than a little weird, but less like I'm going to throw up. So that's good. Question: is this permanent, or is this another temporary thing?
This one is permanent.
Okay.
For now.
Wait. Permanent for now.
Until you go back into another. Glitch.
Oh, until you have put
yeah. Well, that's never going to happen. Oh.
What are the odds of that?
Right. Oh, by the way, at this point, Lutre is actually, disconnecting things. At least he's looking to disconnect these things from, the IVs from him. Though he does look over at Dr. Casey, he's kind of can I...
He comes over and starts disconnecting. Go ahead and make me a toughness save. You are fine, if not a little patchy, as the glue from the monitors is pulled off your fur.
Right.
Oh.
It's
Oh, I can sympathize.
It's okay. I'm actually kind of used to this kind of a thing.
This is where you scream Kelly Clarkson.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Took a second.
Chameleonites, everybody.
Hey!
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Casey. Appreciate that.
So, was that crazy to anybody else, or?
Actually,
That kind of thing just happens around here.
Yeah, as hard as that was, that was something we kind of have happen around here every so often.
Jay doesn't seem too surprised.
Jay doesn't seem too surprised by much of anything.
Right?
This place is awesome!
You say that now, but you're the one going into space.
What's wrong with space?
Oh, you're going too, Lutra.
I know! I'm actually looking forward to it.
I mean, I always kind of wanted to be a cosmic level hero.
Oh, where'd Valkyr go?
Probably to find a Sudoku.
I'm actually surprised he stuck around as long as he did.
Oh, is Phantasm's projection still there?
Oh, no.
No.
No, it's gone.
Okay.
That was Casey.
Anton's put the ring back in his shirt at this point.
So, just to double check, because I'm guessing here, that was Gale, right?
Yeah,
That would have been Gale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucha kind of shuffles his feet and looks down at that. Yeah, that was him.
Also, since you're taking all that stuff off, Lucha, you feeling better?
That's a question I don't have a really good answer for right now. But,
Do you have rent?
I don't really know what you're actually talking about.
I was right, Lucha doesn't know Anton's the landlord.
So, no.
You owe me rent.
I don't, actually. I didn't actually even rent anything. What are you talking about?
You're staying at the condo that I am in charge of now.
Huh?
We'll worry about it later. You can have an extension, whatever.
Oh, the apartment?
Yes.
Why would I owe you rent for that?
I'm in charge of that entire apartment complex.
When did that... How?
I put him in charge about a week ago?
Lucia's head snaps over to Casey. He's like, wait, you own that?
Yeah?
Oh. So I ran away to another property that you... brilliant.
Are you surprised by this?
You know, actually, no, I really shouldn't be. But anyway, Barry is the one you want to talk to, because he is the one that gave me... You know what? Let's not talk to Barry anymore.
Yeah, it's gone so well for all of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go talk to Barry in just a minute.
one more thing I need to address while we're all cognizant of that. And he looks right over at Hunter. The next time you feel like taking the plane out, I suggest you ask me before you fly it anywhere.
Oh, neat! He can fly a plane. It's pretty good for a kid.
Lucha, wait, hold on. So Lucha, like, says a few things in his head, mutters a few things, is like, wait a minute, wait. Hunter flew the plane?
Okay, so yes, without asking permission first. He's lucky he's not grounded.
No,
You're not
wait.
at all surprised.
Hold on. He looks towards Hunter and says, you flew the plane?
It's the only way to get you to snap out of it.
Lucha runs over to him and hugs him.
He's sort of like, you got him like the arm sort of down.
Right.
So he's kind of like,
He just grabs him and he doesn't care. He's snuggling this kid.
Okay, let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
I have way too much time to make up for it. No.
He did say he hadn't hugged you in a while.
Yeah, this is too much hug. Too much hug.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry.
So now that we have the band back together, what do we do?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? We sabotage a space laser.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's go, Malkier.
He's not.
He's gone. That's the thing. He
does.
does.
Yeah. He and Gail did this all the time, where they would just poof, be gone, and it's like whatever.
Well, at least Gale could go through like walls.
Yeah.
I don't know how Malkier does it, but he just poofs out too. Unless you're gonna tell me he's actually a Spectre of some kind.
I mean, he is a trained assassin.
I know this.
Malkier is good at what he does.
Right.
And not Sudoku.
Shut up, Nora.
Wait, so yeah, since everybody's all together, you guys we're like a super team now. Like, what actually happened?
Just hold your roll there, Sparky.
That's a new name. But always right, what's our next step?
Well, I think the next step is that someone who might be named Lucha make dinner for everybody, because it's been a while and I really feel the need to cook something.
I haven't had fish in a while. That sounds good.
Jay just looks.
It's really good, Jay. You should just hang out and have dinner with us. I mean, it's going to be fish. Let's be honest. It's probably fish.
I'll make whatever you guys want. I don't care.
As long as it's not like that sandwich you made.
Let's not talk about that.
Right.
How did it look? It was a good sandwich.
It was? I put no effort into that. I'm embarrassed.
Did you put
was
ketchup on it?
It was you didn't have ketchup.
Of course. Okay. I mean, even in that state, I was never ever put ketchup on a sandwich.
Who does that?
I don't know. Only
I don't
heathens.
know.
idea.
Some kind of monster.
Only heathens would do that.
Clearly.
Probably some demon or something like that. Editor's note. See Militant City, episode 3.
Lucha, cook whatever you want,
Awesome.
but do give us a roll, please.
All right, hold on.
And I'm okay to eat with you guys, right?
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, you took care of Zool.
Oh.
We eating good tonight, boys.
It's a veritable feast.
Oh yeah, Lutra's making probably everything in the kitchen.
The detox, like put him in like a clean state of mind, so he's like fully
Oh,
focused.
it's not even that. There's a lot. There's actually a complete underlying reason for this. One, he feels like he's got to make up for lost time, and two, he is making as much food as possible. But
Because he hasn't eaten in forever.
that's also true. Actually, yeah, he's starving. I forgot. Yeah, because of the drugged up state he's been in, he's barely eaten anything. So he's realized how hungry he is, and he's making a lot of food. Like, so much so at one point the AI is probably like, we've run out of everything. Probably should stop.
CJ, I told you it'd be worth your while.
Yeah, Lutra's got like
I don't know what to eat now, though.
You're not wrong. There's a lot.
Hunter just comes over and he's like, those like cartoon style plates where it's just overflowing and there's no way it should physically sit on a plate. The 12-year-old has a plate like that and goes, just do what I do, have a little bit of everything.
I like you're picturing like a scene at the end of the Grinch, like with like just all the different kind of who's around a table, all this food.
Yeah.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Basically, picture the Scooby-Doo style sandwich just on a plate.
Right.
Oh, I love the hero sandwich.
Yeah, like I figure Lucha has like set up like this secondary table, long table, just put dishes on there with whatever the heck everybody wants.
At this point, Casey has invited up everyone who's still in the building who works for him to have buffet, because otherwise there's gonna be too many leftovers.
Right?
Yeah, I said I wanted leftovers, Lucha. This was not what I meant.
So Lucha,
Yes, you see a couple janitors, Wanda the secretary,
So-
the whole gang is up.
right, so like Lucha's kind of like got his hands on his hips, like proudly looking at all this, and at one point actually says, maybe I overdid it a little bit. But hey, whatever.
I'm just picturing the end of Home Alone where they get the room service bill.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So while all this is going on, Lucha actually heads over to Dr. Casey. He's like, hey, Dr. Casey, can I talk to you for a moment?
Of course.
Kind of privately. Not like lockdown private.
He goes over into the corner by the sink like he's washing dishes.
Right. I don't even know how to say this. I'm really sorry for, everything, but for being disrespectful to you over the past month or so.
He looks down at you and smiles and goes, I understand why you went down the path you did. I'm not saying it was the right path to go, but I understand it.
Oh, no, I see now. It wasn't the right path to go. I was trying to push everybody away so I wouldn't. But whatever, that's not who I am, and that's not what I should do. But I have a problem.
And we'll get through it together.
Right, but the problem is, despite the fact that I now know what that stuff can do, I really want some right now. Like, I've been eating a lot of the food here, and It's great and all, but I really, really want another drink of Blitz. And I don't know why, because I know it's bad for me.
It's part of an addiction, Lutra. And you just have to be strong about it. You have people here who are going to support you. Let us do that.
Oh. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Also, I really...
Might I suggest some coffee?
You know, maybe later. Right now, I feel like I'd like to sleep tonight.
It's decaf.
Okay, sure. Lucha poured himself a cup of decaf coffee.
It's totally a K-cup machine.
Nice.
Of course it is.
Right.
Not sure if they were
company, and we get K-cups.
I'm not sure if it's 2008, so K-cups were early 2009, so it's high tech at this point.
He was an early investor, clearly.
He's an early investor in a lot of things.
Exactly.
So, with that, does anybody else have any final scenes they would like to play out here in the culinary arts location?
I kind of do. But where's Lutra at right now?
Lucha's going into his room.
Okay.
I mean, he's not. He's just going into his room. He's actually leaves his door open.
Ketchup's gonna fly into Lutra's room, nice and politely. And he's gonna, knock on the door and say, hey, can I talk to you for a second?
Hi. Sure. Hi, Castro, what's up?
I just kind of wanted to say, well, we're probably working together a little bit here, in the future with the whole satellite thing. And I kind of also wanted to say, well, thank you.
For what?
Well, back there in the hospital room, you welcomed me to the group.
Oh.
And you were kind of the first one to... Well, I haven't really been welcomed into this yet, and I haven't really been with a group of people when it comes to doing heroing stuff in a long, long time. And that just felt really, really good. I'm just saying that, I know you've been through a lot. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm gonna do my best.
Well, thanks. Lucha reaches down and kind of pats you, and then says, I don't actually remember much of what I said in the hospital room, but, glad you're happy. And thanks for, hey, I haven't actually done this yet, but you know what? I think I'm gonna do this. You want to hear a song?
Absolutely.
So Lucha grabs his piano, and actually, wait, crap, he doesn't have it here.
I thought it was... Oh!
He doesn't.
Can I go back and get it for you?
It's not there either, because the one copy that was had is now covered in otter boot prints and probably salt water, because it was down by the pier.
Wait, what? Oh.
Hunter brought it to
Oh,
the
no.
He was actually the piano itself.
The piano itself. No. The song Lucha has memorized.
Yeah, you didn't bring the piano with you
No.
because you didn't have a weight.
I can go get it for you.
No, the piano is here.
Oh, good.
No, it's not. No, he did. He packed it up into a duffel bag.
It's small enough to fit into a duffel bag?
Yes.
It folds out.
He ordered it from Amazon. Yeah, it's a thing. It's not like a grand piano or anything like that.
So it's like a keyboard.
Right.
Then the piano is not here. Okay, yeah, because it's a keyboard. Because like piano would definitely not fit in a duffel bag. Keyboard would.
He calls it a piano because that's basically because it came with a stand, so you could put it on one. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Can you actually run and get that from me real quick?
Absolutely. I'll be back in a
Hands
jiff.
you the key to his apartment.
Oh, thank you.
Or the apartment. It's not really his anymore.
He kind of looks at us, down by the docks. Right, hopefully there's a number on this. Great.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
And he zips off.
So Lucha kind of pads out to everyone else and says, hey guys, I've been practicing this a bit, and I guess it's about time. Would y'all like to hear what I've been working on?
Jay just kind of looks at you clueless.
Oh, well, you'll like it.
What have you been working on, Lutra?
Well,
It's not the. Is it the song?
well, yeah, of course. I actually want to play for you guys.
Yeah. By the way, your neighbor to the above you, not a fan.
Oh, I didn't actually sing it at all, ever. This is actually going to be a first.
I have to run upstairs, Lutra. I'll be back later.
At that moment, Castro flies back in with the piano, or the keyboard, and sets it up in front of Lutra. And says like, there you go, got it. Your door closes really slow.
Yeah, I know.
Odds or evens in the detail.
Who?
Sorry?
Castro.
Oh, odds?
Evens. You forgot the cord to plug it in.
Nuts. I'll be right back. He zips out. Comes back about a couple seconds later with the cord.
Okay, so...
Sorry about that.
Well... They're just going to go ahead and set this up. And I'm actually going to go ahead and... I'm going to do this. I'm going to use a hero point and reroll this.
You can just take 20.
I can? Okay.
You're not under any view of stress.
Well,
so.
I didn't know I could do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What we're going to get is the final 2 pages of the comic panel here. So we're going to get a big 2-page spread of Lucha with the piano. And you see like the notes for music. You get the onomatopoeia of music happening, like the notes, like eighth notes, quarter notes, that's sort of happening. And there is Kestrel and Malkier and Hunter and Jay are all in the room listening to this. And it's just a nice, sort of painted scene. And then the final page that we get in the comic is up in Casey's office. And it's Casey and Anton. And Casey just looks at Anton and goes, and the only thing that we see in the comic and the final page is, so I need you to be on that satellite for this to work. And the comic ends up closing. And we fade to black. So thank you all for watching. This has been Bay City Chronicles. Volume 5, Sanctuary City, Issue 5, The Agamotto Effect. Please tune in to our next issue, which I already know the name of, because we are dealing with it. We have teased it the entire time. Issue 6 is entitled, Totally Not a Space Laser.
It happened.
Finally got there.
Totally got there. And it didn't take us 4 parts this time.
Right?
No, we're just gonna have 4 parts of It's Totally Not a Space Laser.
I mean,
I
that's...
could have part 2'd this if I wanted to.
Right.
But anyway, thank you all very much for watching on behalf of the entire full crew of Bay City Chronicles. That would be Chameleon Eye, Starkfalls, Narestra, OPT Lawyer, and co-GM of the session over here at Crimson Avix. I am TG, reminding everybody to have fun, enjoy your night, and of course, keep hailing everybody.
And hey, my PC survived.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay!